Jordana Thompson, and I'm the program coordinator for JA of New Mexico. Thank you so much for attending our virtual career speaker series this month. This program is open to JA students across the state of New Mexico and highlights business professionals, entrepreneurs, and innovative thinkers from a variety of industries. Each featured speaker will share details about their education, job, and career journey. During the presentation, if you have questions at all, please write them down or throw them into the chat box, and we will address those during the Q&A portion of the event. We also ask that attendees please keep their mics muted during the call to avoid interruptions during our speakers' talk. Today, we are very excited to welcome Leona Davis Brown, the Director of Marketing for United Way of North Central New Mexico. Thank you so very much for being here, Miss Leona. I will share my screen and then the floor is all yours.
Thank you so much for having me. Again, I am the Director of Marketing over at United Way of North Central New Mexico. My name is Leona Davis Brown. United Way is a nonprofit, and in our case, we fundraise to provide money that we give as grants to other local nonprofits in our 5-county area. So that's another reason why I'm excited to work for United Way, because we are helping the community, and I really feel like I'm one of those people who want to help. So next slide. So my career path at United Way started in January of 2021. I started as the digital marketing specialist. That was a new position that they implemented there. I believe they looked and saw they might have been underutilizing digital platforms and support systems. So then my position was created and I came as that. Once I was there, I think it evolved to the digital marketing manager because they saw what a value it was to have these digital engagements like social media and email and just beefing up the website. So I was able to grow that position and became the digital marketing manager. Just recently, I've been promoted to the director of marketing. So I'm excited about that. This upcoming year in 2024, we will be celebrating 90 years of service, serving the community, people like you, people like me. And I really want to get the word out. I don't know if people know that the local United Way is here and all the work we're doing. So I'm hoping that in 2024 and beyond, I can bring more awareness to the community so they know that we're here. Thank you. Next slide. So my career dreams. I always had a great imagination, I guess I would say, and I love to sing. So I think my first major career dream was being a professional singer. I do love to entertain. I don't know if I have the voice for being a professional singer, but that is what I wanted to do. After that, it was, of course, an intercontinental spy. I mean, who doesn't want to be that? I think that is a part of my wild imagination, but I think I have an adventurous spirit. And because I have that adventurous spirit, I always wanted to be a spy. It just seems cool. I want to wear cool clothes and I want to travel the globe. And then ultimately, I think my most serious plan for a career was an author or a writer. I think I'm pretty good with words. I like to tell stories. And I think I'm a pretty good listener. So I can listen to someone else's story and then maybe tell it that'll be more relatable to the masses. So I hope I'm able to do that for United Way, to maybe hear voices of people who don't feel like they're being heard, but I do hear them. And I want to put their stories out there for other people to hear and to use as a resource and maybe an avenue of hope if they don't have that personal avenue. But throughout these different career dreams, I think it all equaled being a digital marketer. Like I said, I feel like I have an adventurous spirit. And I think with marketing, especially digital marketing, you need to be open to learn new things. There's always new platforms and new technologies that are coming out. So you have to be brave enough and adventurous enough to take that leap and use them. You know, some things work, some things don't, but be brave and try them. And because digital marketing is kind of a newer profession under the traditional marketing realm, you can be like a spy at sometimes, and you have to go in and find some things that might not be open to everyone. But then you can use those as resources and hopefully change the way your organization's marketing is using different platforms through your different visions and viewpoints. Next slide. So here's my education and job journey. My first job was at Taco Bell because I love tacos, and also because my uncle was the manager. So networking is good. I mean, I know that's family, but let's call it networking. Um, I went to West Mesa High School, and then after that, I attended college in Austin, Texas, at Houston Tillotson University. I do want to talk a little bit about being in extracurricular activities when you're in high school and college. I felt like that really opened up my life beyond just academia and education in high school. In high school, I was in the Black Student Union. I was in Business Professionals of America. I was in the concert choir. I believe every single one of those extracurricular activities or clubs got me out of high school, and I was able to see larger than just high school. And BSU, during that time when I was in school, there was a principal who went to one of the local principals who went to Houston Tillotson and got a partnership with that college and the local BSUs here in Albuquerque, and got us all on a charter bus to Austin, and we spent the weekend there. I was able to go there my junior year and senior year in high school, and eventually it became the school I attended. I always wanted to attend the HBCU, and that school right there, HBCU is historically Black college or university, and Houston Tillotson is one of those schools that are closer to New Mexico. And because I had visited it, you know, I just really wanted to attend it, and I did go there. Also in college, I was in concert choir, which got me to New York and New Jersey and different places throughout Texas because my school was in Austin. So I really think those extracurricular activities get you a broader life experience than just, you know, college and high school experiences alone. So try to take advantage of those things. First job out of college was in customer service. So sometimes you make all these plans, you get this degree, you have your life prepped and ready to go, and then it doesn't work out the way you want it to work out. I got married and had a family young. So the first job I took wasn't necessarily in my career path, but it was either survival. I needed health insurance, I needed an income, and customer service provided that to me. Eventually, after years, I did end up in accounting. I was in accounting for 10 years. It was a stable position, but sometimes life isn't stable, and I was laid off. And I think when I was laid off, it revived the energy and passion I had for communications. So I just decided to delve back into that. So I moved forward with getting my master's in communications from Southern New Hampshire University. That picture there is of my family when I graduated from Southern New Hampshire University. So just to point out, my twins were being born when I got my BA from Houston Tillotson. And then when I got my MA, in that picture, they're about 16. And my youngest is about 10. So even though life might take you on a different path than you originally planned, with patience and time, you could still get back on that path. So take those opportunities. And even though I was laid off, I took it as an opportunity to revitalize my career goals and passions. And I went back to school and got a master's. Next slide. So, some of the things that keep me motivated to keep moving forward and striving for a career and striving to reach my dreams are these things right here. I think being curious helps me get to the point of continuing to strive. I want to see what the future holds, but I want to know everything. It's hard to know everything, but I think just being out there, putting myself out there, helps me understand who I am a little more and helps me be a better storyteller. And then that folds into my imagination. I think I can take those stories, hopefully be creative and make something that is relatable. So the community um, does appreciate what's being put out there and does hear the stories from people who, like I said, might not feel like they have a voice. Within all that, you do have to have hope. Like I said, out of college, I just took a job and worked. During that time, sometimes I think personally, I felt like a failure. Like, oh, all these dreams I wanted, and I wanted to go this path, and it changed. But ultimately, I was able to embrace my situation and I got strength from that. And of course, you're going to love your family. So that helped motivate me to keep dreaming and keep wanting to move forward. So trying to have that good energy with hope is a major thing to keep good connections. People I'm impressed with are the people I want to surround myself with. I mean, they pour good energy, knowledge, their life experiences into me. So that helps me be more confident and know who I am. But also, I think with good connections, you should surround yourself with people you want to pour into. So it doesn't necessarily have to be peers, it can be students, and hopefully, when you get good things poured into you, you can be reciprocal and pour that same energy and knowledge and life experience into another person as well. So, hopefully, that's what I'm doing here. Education. Education is very important. My family really believes in education. I think it started with my grandma, who in the 40s was brave enough to leave. Nicodemus, Kansas, and go to Washington, D.C. She went to college there, one of the first in our family. And now it's kind of like a tradition and it's expected, but it's a good tradition. And, it's helped my cousins and siblings and aunts and uncles along the way. Also, I feel like having a stable support system really helps with your foundation and keeps you grounded. Um, in Houston Tillotson, when I graduated, I had got married and had twins. So during that time, I couldn't afford anything because daycare is, a huge expense. At that time, my mom did own a business. She had a daycare here in Albuquerque. So I moved back to Albuquerque from Austin, Texas, and my mom's daycare is where all of my kids went. It was first the twins when they were born, and then later my youngest went there too. So family support or just friend support or just a support system is really necessary and helpful. I think that grounds you and can also keep you hopeful because there's people who are in your corner cheering for you and are providing that love for you. Next slide. So then all that comes to legacy, what you want to leave in this world, the footprint of your history. And I think for me, it's really about linking my past with my future. Um, I have some pictures in there so then you can see my life's journey. Right there, it's me and my mom. I think a lot of family and family culture is instilled with you since birth. You're surrounded with it. Sometimes I know we're not always proud of our family and family traditions, but I feel like when we know them and when we can accept them, we can better identify who we are, the good with the bad, and be able to just take that duality as real life, because that's what it is. And then you appreciate your ancestors and the people who've come before you and who have fought the good fight to get to where you are today. So I do really appreciate my mom for that. Um, Inspire future generations. I do have on the other side is me and my daughters. So of course I want to be a great example for them. I want them to be proud and brave and confident as they move through life. Um, and hopefully education and the support I give them can give them that strong foundation they need to continue to move forward. Um, Speak life to your situation. I really think that hopefulness and that stable support are different things where you get joy and love and comfort poured into you. So when I say speak life, I'm really just saying provide good energy for people, speak positively, help people on their journey. Sometimes they have low points. Try to be that happy, joyous person that can provide them with, it might not be right now, but it's coming, so that patience, that hope, maybe we can restore to someone else. So just try to speak life to your situation and to others. I have be a realist there because it's never easy. It might seem easy, but it's really not. It is a journey. You do need to be self motivated and have a certain amount of discipline that you can rely on to get you to certain places. But just understanding that it won't be easy probably helps with that journey. So when you are feeling down, because I told you it's not going to be easy. And sometimes you're going to have your downs, but just try to think about um, the good energy people have poured into you and how you want to be an example and to others. And hopefully, by knowing that, it'll lift you up and motivate you to keep going. And then also make space for growth. I think we don't want to be so rigid in our viewpoint that we aren't open to see other people's viewpoint. And leaving that space for growth helps people feel comfortable with you. So then they would maybe search you out to be a mentor, and that you can provide good, honest, helpful information to those who you impress, but also hang around with people that impress you. And then there's some family pictures there. There's high school years. I just wanted you guys to see how my hair was back in those days. It's changed a lot, hopefully for the better. Those college years, like I said, with the extracurricular activities, that picture is with concert choir before we performed for an event Maya Angelou was speaking at. So we got to see her free by performing, and that concert choir got me to New York. So that was great, and I really would tell you guys to get into extracurricular activities. I think you would enjoy it. Another extracurricular activity is my sorority. We do a lot of things in the community. There are wonderful, strong, impressive women there that I love to surround myself with. So just by having that community helps me to be stronger and more confident by seeing them. So those are the people who impress me, and those are the people I try to continue to hang around. I do have me and my hubby there. I think about dreams. When I was young, I had big dreams and wanted to go a lot of places. And that picture is when we're in Italy, Sorrento, Italy. So that was fun. Keep having big dreams and hopefully you'll accomplish them. And then there at the bottom is just my family. Those are my main motivators and give me that confidence and love to continue on. All right. And then lastly, advice for your life journey. Um, just invest in yourself and take the life journey you want. Walk the path that fits your style. Your uniqueness is what makes you shine. So I just hope you guys take that with you and know that patience and self love will get you there.
Thank you so much, Miss Leona, for sharing your powerful story with us. Thank you so much. I've got a list of things that of key points and key takeaways from your talk, and I'm just so excited. Thank you so very much for sharing that with us.
No problem. Good to hear.
At this time, we will now move into our Q&A portion of the event. So anyone on the call, if you have a question for Miss Leona, feel free to throw it in the chat, or in a little bit, we will allow you to unmute and ask your question if you'd like. But I will start us off with a couple of questions from registration. Miss Leona, who would you say was your biggest influence growing up?
My biggest influence starts with my grandma and then my mom and my aunts. They were just a strong presence in my life. All of them were very professional. So I always wanted to be a businesswoman. My mom worked for a law firm in DC. So I just, I wanted to emulate that. I wanted to be a businesswoman. Like I said, my grandma was the first to go to college. I wanted to be educated. I wanted to walk that path. So, yeah, I would say my biggest influencers are the powerful women in my life.
I love that. Thank you. And one more question from registration, and then we'll see if we've got some in the chat box.
Mhm.
But can you describe a time for us when you failed at work and how you handled it?
Okay, I thought about sharing something about failing, but because I tend to turn into the Hulk, when I think about failures, I try not to, it's going to be deep hypnotic session to pull those memories out. So instead, I wanted to talk about just working in marketing that, some campaigns don't resonate with the community, and that's okay. I try not to internalize it, and it's not because they don't like me. It's because it just didn't resonate for whatever reason. They didn't relate to it for whatever reason. But I think failures are a chance to go back to the drawing board and maybe analyze what I did and see what tweaks I can make or what research maybe I didn't do to create a better campaign that is more engaging with the community and that resonates better. So sometimes failures are just opportunities to go back and make things better.
I love that. It's a second chance, right? Wonderful. All right, we will now go to the chat box for questions. There's a few here. Looks like they're mostly about your singing. Someone asked, "Do you have a favorite song that you like to sing?"
Well, currently, I just went to Beyonce in August, so I'm all over Renaissance album right now, and I'm loving Break My Soul. Right now, nothing is breaking my soul, and I love being in that positive energy, so I'm gonna stay right there.
I love it. That's a jam too. Another question. The photo from your concert choir in college, I believe you said, where you performed with Maya Angelou. Did you actually get to meet her at that performance?
We did not. We sang before she even got on the stage. So we were kind of like the prelude to the show. Um, uh, I know she was there. So just being in her presence felt good. But no, we didn't actually meet her. But I just remember that because, she was there. I did get to hear her speak. And that's just something I'll never forget. So that was awesome.
Very cool. Was that the biggest crowd that you had ever performed in front of with your concert choir or solo?
For that concert, yes, I think probably throughout any kind of singing event, that probably was the biggest. It was a sold out event. It was some years ago. I'm thinking 96, 97. So it was some time ago, but she is hugely popular. So it was a sold out event. And yeah, that was probably the biggest performance that I've been a part of.
Very, very cool. Thank you for sharing that. One final question from the chat, and then we'll see if anyone would like to unmute and ask a question. But what kind of classes did you take in high school or college that made you think marketing might be the world for you?
I thought originally business, it was business. So in BPA, Business Professionals of America, I did take typing courses. I felt like I really needed that. Some accounting courses because I was more leaning toward business. But then it changed to creative writing. And I think once I got into the creative writing class in high school is when I really opened up and felt like writing it became a part of me. And then that business meshed with writing turned into marketing. So those classes, I took a lot of technical writing, creative writing courses in college as well, English courses, public speaking. Also, I was very interested in production, like movie production, TV production. So I took editing and graphic arts classes. So that art side of me and then the business side of me all meshed there. So yeah, I think those classes were the ones I enjoyed the most throughout high school and college.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Do I have any attendees on the call that would like to unmute and ask Miss Leona a question? Looks like we've got one in the chat. What is often misunderstood about marketing?
I think from a personal viewpoint is a lot of people think marketing is sales. So I think they're two different things. I think I'm a better marketer than salesman. And I look at it from a storytelling point of view. I think I'm telling the story of the community. And maybe that's because I work at a nonprofit and I work at United Way more than trying to sell you something. And I think a lot of people put marketing and salesmanship in the same category, but I think it's different. So I noticed throughout my career when I would put in applications for different jobs, they would come back. If it wasn't marketing, then it was sales. And they were like, "Oh, you would be great at sales because you know how to tell a story and you know how to talk." But I'm more telling the story of a community member than I am trying to sell a product. So I think that's what's misunderstood. And other people might look at it as more merged than me, maybe because they have more of a salesman spirit. But I do think there's a miscommunication there, thinking that we're the same. I do think there's different skills that go into both of those positions. Well, wanting to be a spy would be one of the traits you need to go into marketing. But if that doesn't pan out, I think that curiosity and feeling like you're a creative person, so that wild imagination really comes into play with marketing. And I think because you can be out of the box with marketing, you can have fun with a lot of things. You can be playful, which keeps me with a youthful spirit. So, I like jokes. So, marketing, you can be funny. So, I think there's a lot of different traits and interests you can have for marketing, but the curiosity, creative imagination are probably toward the top. And then, of course, wanting to be an intercontinental spy is the number one reason you would want to go into marketing.
Thank you. And that question for that was, what are some of the traits and interests a person may have that are clues that marketing is the right path for them? And I love that. The intercontinental spy is the perfect marketer.
That's the main reason.
Thank you so much. Leona, for sharing your story with us. Students and community members, we hope you enjoyed today's program. But before we log off, there are a couple of announcements. Following this program, you will be asked to complete a program mindset survey. We would really appreciate your participation in evaluating our programs. And educators, please make sure you share the link with your students so they can participate in the survey as well. Anyone who also participates in our post program survey is entered into a drawing to win a Dion's gift card. Lastly, please make note that these events do happen monthly and take place on the second Wednesday of every month. So next month on December 13th, please join us as we welcome Alicia Castillo in esthetician. In esthetician? And an entrepreneur. She's a beautician, does skincare, and we're really excited to hear her story. So please keep an eye out for those registration links in your email. Thank you again so much to everybody on the call and to Miss Leona. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.